Hello everyone, I am Tessellating Hexagons, and if I sound a little bit grumpy in this video, don't worry, it's just because I have a wisdom tooth coming through which I didn't notice until, like, the day before yesterday. But that's got nothing to do with anything. What has got everything to do with everything is Italy! It's the turn of Italy to be talked about by the me. Words good today, Hexagon man. Very, yes. So, in what some consider to be a surprise and many consider to be an act of great justice, Italy will this year be represented by a band consisting of Damiano David, Victoria De Angelis, Thomas Raggi, and Ethan Torchio. Collectively, they are Måneskin, which is Danish for moonshine, which I'm assuming refers to both moonlight and also, like, bootlegged beverages. And the song is called Zitti e Buoni, which is fully in Italian. The title means quiet and good, but like in the context of be quiet, be good, sit down, shut up. That's kind of the vibe as I understand it. And in case you were wondering, the band has a Danish name because Victoria De Angelis is part Danish, and she came up with the name. At least that's my understanding of it. And she also wrote the song, with lyrics by Damiano, Victoria, Thomas, and Ethan as a collective. So very much a team effort here for Italy, and yeah, I'm here for it. Many people seem to be here for it, so, well, let's go a bit deeper. Well now, the very first thing that I wrote down when I was taking notes as I listened to this for the first time was, oh hello! Seriously, this is not the sort of thing that I would ever have expected to see compete in the Festival di Sanremo, much less win the whole thing outright, but it comes as a very welcome surprise. The last time that Italy sent something relatively rock-adjacent, 2014, unless you count anything in between, depending on your definition of rock, but 2014 was the last close enough to rock for the sake of this comparison. It went comparatively underappreciated is what I'm getting at. So, it is heartening to see that the fandom has actually warmed to this one quite considerably so far. I'm glad. Having said that, is it just me, or does the song kind of lose its impact fairly quickly? Granted, I am a bit of a disadvantage because, you know, I don't actually speak Italian, so I do struggle to keep up with the lyrics a little bit unless I can see them written down, but like, the song grabbed my attention when it started, and then it sort of struggled to keep a hold of it as it went on, and then it clawed it back right at the end, and like, I don't know, I feel like in and out kind of a revolving door with this song at the moment, but it might grow on me. Does anyone else feel that way, or am I just out here on my own again? In any case, though, where does one even start with a song like this? I suppose, as ever, with the most obvious point. When this song is on, you absolutely know about it. This song explodes onto the scene, it leaves nowhere to hide. You know, the music is prominent, it demands attention, the song as a whole doesn't take any prisoners, and the band's entire aesthetic serves to complete the experience by being a practical manifestation of the spirit of the song and everything that they're going for. Here there be energy, power, and conviction, and they've left no stone unturned in ensuring that that sort of feeling covers every last moment of this song. Even putting that sense of impact aside, I get the distinct feeling of just how much passion and emotion has gone into this song at every level. It's true of the chaos that is the music video, but it comes across just as much, if not more so, when performed live. The whole band, and not just the lead singer, as is the case with some performances, the whole band goes all in at all times with this song. As I say, if it were just the lead singer, as it sometimes is, that would be one thing, you know, rather one person than none, but no, the whole group are here, they are all turning up to give it 100% for the entirety of the song, which makes the delivery all the more compelling. They leave no room for doubt, no room for skepticism, no room for belittlement, and all of that comes together to make for a very strong performance indeed. Now, having set aside time to actually read the lyrics, which I know a lot of people won't do ultimately, some people hear it for the first time on the night of the final, so they don't have time to look up the lyrics, but no, yeah, I can confirm that that is another area where this song shows no mercy, in a good way, that's a compliment. The song is eloquent, thoughtful, and, once again, running thick with emotion and well-articulated angst. It isn't meaningless noise, it's a well-expressed tirade of erstwhile bottled-up feelings. Now, Italian songs are, broadly speaking, no strangers to being really rather wordy, and I dare say that this particular song uses that tradition to very great effect to get its point across. If you don't speak Italian, I feel like you can still at least pick up on its vibes, and if you do, well, there's a lot going on here. Now, to close this section off by indulging in something a little bit more personal, a bit more peculiar to just me, towards the end, to provide a sense of impact and movement and finality, there is an iteration of the refrain, not the last one, but it leads up to the last one, that is presented with no backing music apart from the percussion. It's just the vocals and the drums. I find that to be hugely effective in delivering that final sort of punch that just heralds the beginning of the end of the song. Other countries, please take note of this. This is one way, and there are many ways, but this is one of them, to draw attention to the ending of your song without lazily relying on a victory key change. See, people, it's not that hard, you just gotta try. Still, let's not forget, treating a song like it's an untouchable deity of music that cannot be criticised is toxic as all hell. Some people are naturally not going to like the sort of thing, and that's valid too. If you're not a fan of this song, I see you. For instance, let's take another look at the lyrical body of this song. As I said before, Italian songs have this tendency to be rather wordy. It's a gift of the Italian language. They can say a lot rather quickly, and this is no exception there. And that can prove to be a bit of a turn-off to some people. I personally find it to be an effective use of the medium, but others may sense the negative emotions radiating from this song, and then hear this oncoming just typhoon of words, and then feel overwhelmed or intimidated or overstimulated, and that may well end up dampening the experience of the song for them. That's fair enough. Another thing that some people might find as a point of contention is the composition itself. If you're a fan of it, you might find it to be effective at conveying the intended feelings. I certainly do. But if you're not, or if you're more cynically minded, it kind of is just sort of the same guitar riff over and over and over and over and over for about 3 minutes, apart from in the refrain and the bit where the music cuts out, like I said before, but still, critics might call it rock bluster as a result. I think it's fine as is, I wouldn't change it for the world, though I think a bit more variety on the guitar layer wouldn't go amiss, but I mean, it's fine as it is. It just, you might feel it undersells what the band and the song is capable of. Your mileage is gonna vary. On a similar note to that, there's the refrain itself. While I do like it, I think it's clever, lyrics are good, it's presented well, it does kind of sell itself short on a theoretical level in my experience. The actual words themselves are a triad of different but similar lines with the last one repeated, for a total of 4 lines. The problem is that the only change from one line to the next is the conjugation and pronouns associated with the verb. It goes from I to you to we, and then we a second time. It's clever from a literary analysis standpoint, but if you're listening to the song and you don't speak Italian, it can sound more repetitive than it actually is because of the similarity of the words from one line to the next. I, for one, admit that I felt like it had more impact until I realised just how much the same or similar sounding words recur in it from line to line, and that is a shame. Like I said, it's good, it's well written, it's just somewhat prone to unravelling itself if you think about it too hard. And hey, I suffer from anxiety. Overthinking's the only thinking I got. But whatever the case may be, let's put all that to one side and think of numbers. Honestly, I am having a bit of trouble coming up with a number for my personal rating. I'm hanging between like an 8 and a 9, and I think I'll give it the benefit of the doubt, albeit in the form of a relatively low 9, but I do like this sort of music. You know, I make no secret of the fact that rock was an important cornerstone of my musical background growing up, and I appreciate the attitude and the power behind this song and the emotions that it's on about and everything. In that regard, I love it on paper. But bizarrely, I find that it has to be playing like right this second in order for me to fully remember how much I appreciate it. I like it when it's on, but when it's not on, it leaves me with the echoes of memories of it that don't do the song full justice, and it's those thoughts that I begin to feel disconnected from. Basically, it's good, my brain isn't good at remembering that it's good. I hope you're still with me at this point, I know I talk a lot of rubbish. On the technical side though, no questions asked. This is an easy 9 out of 10. The energy is there, the raw emotions are there, the presentation is there. It really is a complete package of power and talent, and I have no difficulty whatsoever in believing that this was a fair and justified winner of Sanremo this year. The only concern I have is that the strength and turbulence of its emotions interfere just a little bit with the innate diversity of the composition. That is, like I said, you hear a lot of the same guitar riff over the course of the song with very little, and well, actually no variation apart from when it just slips into a different phrase of the music. If that part of the arrangement showed as much creativity and ingenuity as the lyrics or the passion with which this whole song is performed, then I would gladly boost that to a 10 out of 10. As it is, though, it's still a solid 9, and I'm not saying it doesn't do that, therefore bad. I'm saying it doesn't do that, so I could see how it might be improved, but it's still good as it is, if that makes any sense. In short, Italy ended the last decade on a high, and it seems like they don't plan on coming down anytime soon. And that's great. As for Rai's response to Eurovision 2020 being cancelled, Rai of course being the Italian broadcaster, this is another one that's tough to call. I suppose it's a pass for similar reasons to Portugal. Sanremo is an institution that's older than Eurovision itself, so I can understand why they would want to maintain it. But as previous years have demonstrated, I suppose that wouldn't stop them from internally selecting their 2020 candidate Deodato while still holding the festival as normal. It wouldn't be the first time they've done that, so I don't know. As I've reiterated time and again over the years, Sanremo isn't a straight-up national final, so it can't be treated as such. If Italy wanted to rebrand it that way, then I suppose this would be a fair decision, considering that, Deodato did appear in the show as a guest, and there was nothing stopping him from submitting a new entry if he wanted to, but I guess he just didn't have a song he believed in as much as Fai Rumore, which was his song last year, and given the reception to that, I suppose that's a fair enough response. What matters is the Italian broadcaster didn't try to pretend that Fai Rumore never happened. And that's where this green circle of yes ultimately comes from here. Having laid all of that out, though, let's think about, would this song qualify for the final if it needed to? I think this would be a safe finalist, were it not for the fact that, well, it's Italy. It's a member of the Big Five. It's already guaranteed an automatic spot in the final. Sure, there are some viewers out there who will struggle to get past the idea that it's a rock song in their precious sugar-coated contest, and there are some people who are just legitimately not fans of rock for actual reasons beyond just, my ears are bleeding, which some people are still like, it's 2021, some people are still like that, they won't give it a chance because, oh no, angry guitars. But for the most part, this will easily appeal to the rebellious side of the televoting public, and the juries will definitely show appreciation for the relatively mature academic qualities that have gone into the music, the lyrics, and the presentation. And to cap it all off, both sides will respond to the passion and heart and spirit that the band puts into every second of performing this song live. Sure, it won't be for everyone, that's just how things go, you can't please all the people all the time, and to that end, I could see it being shooed away from the absolute top spot of the scoreboard by songs with slightly broader appeal, but Italy strikes me as being a definite shoo-in for the top 10, or absolute worst case scenario, no lower than 15th place. And in fact, if it was that low, I would be rather worried, because top 10, surely! Bravo, Italy, you've done it again. But, obviously, these are all my thoughts, and I'm not responsible for what you lovely people think, so as ever, I encourage you to listen to the song for yourself, come up with your own ideas. If you don't like this song, that's valid. If you do, guess what? That's valid. Actually, if you don't feel one way or the other, I guess that's valid too. In the meantime, though, to Måneskin, to Team Italy, I wish you the very best of luck, and congratulations for bringing something this iconic. I can't wait to see how it looks when you hit the stage in May.